These young Nigerians took part in the Endsars protest of 2020, which called for the disbandment of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigerian Police, popularly known as SARS. Today, they have converged on Ikeja, the capital of Lagos, to kickstart the second anniversary of the nationwide demonstrations. They are joined by family members of some victims of the protest who claim that their relatives were killed by soldiers brought to the scene of the protest. Some of them say they could not find the bodies of their relatives till date, despite all efforts to retrieve them.
He got missing since then. He hasn't been found because he was present at the Lekki toll gate. So he was affected by the shooting, which took him away. And since then till now, we haven't been able to find him, not the cops, nothing. So it has really been difficult for I and my family.
So we now take the body, go to this mortuary at General Hospital. So when we reach General Hospital, they already registered us. So when the security man go inside, there's no space to put the body. So we now take it again, go to Oyimbo, St. Paul mortuary.
She is actually the mother of one of the victims of Endsars protest. And Victor Sondiba, and unfortunately, up to today, we've not seen Victor. We've not seen the corpse.
Ayoyinka Oni, who speaks for the group and the families, presented a 5-part demand for the government to act on.
We just demand that the federal government of Nigeria respect the dead and heal the wounds it inflicted on the nation by accepting responsibility, for this acts. Release of every person incarcerated over the Endsars protests. Aware that there are many more, thus we demand the immediate release and dropping of all charges against every Endsars victims already identified as being incarcerated for no just cause. Compensation of all Endsars victims and family of those killed. Full implementation of reports of the Judicial Panel of Inquiry.
Oni, who believes in the popular statement that justice delayed is justice denied, also presented to the journalists family members of some protesters who were reportedly killed by soldiers at the Lekki toll gate. At least 3 families say they lost a member during the protest. The pictures of the deceased were presented to the journalists.
They came down from the van just shooting. Some were shooting up, some were shooting straight.
And I saw blood over here. That is when I was, wow, this is serious. As I came here to kill people for real. So, and I try to help the person. Maybe we'll be able to stand. Immediately I stood up, I helped him. He could not stand very well. I wanted to go back on the floor to sit down. That is how I was shot on my chest. I shot on the chest and the bullet pierced and came out from the back.
This young man here says he was shot by a soldier at a close range at the Lekki toll gate. After several weeks at the hospital, his right leg was amputated. Today, he walks with the support of a prosthetic leg.
One good thing that I like about the current disposition is that at least the youths are now more political than before. Before we were more political. Our people say, I just want to make it or I want to japa. That is the 2 options, the Nigerian youths. But you have to participate and try to hold government to account. That is the important thing about this Sarasoke thing.
The Endsars protest, which took place for some days in the month of October 2020, came to a crescendo on Tuesday, the 28th of October, when arms-bearing security agents dispersed the protesters at the toll gate and in several other places across the nation. While many protesters insist that some persons were killed, the government says nobody died, even with the report of a Judicial Panel of Inquiry set up by the government, which aligns with the claims of the protesters. Oba Adeoye, Rice News, Lagos.